What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, checking out the Synchro event, and no, I'm not playing any Synchros. I am playing Sacred Beast because it is a deck that I have, and it's absolutely playable in this. A couple of things stink, like not having Salamangreat Almirage, as stupid as that sounds, is like, it's such an important piece to the deck, but at the end of the day, you still have Skill Drain, and you still have a bunch of Floodgates, which pretty much destroy, Synchro-based decks, not being able to activate card effects. Maxi obviously is one of the most popular cards in Master Duel in general, but especially in the Synchro event where you pretty much know your opponent's going to special summon, and you only need one special summon in Sacred Beast to get a whole lot of advantage. Pot agreed's very good. So he's playing the Sychron deck, which is, pretty standard. Honestly, I have no idea why he didn't at least go for one of the back row. I can understand Fallen Paradise to a certain extent, but he goes for the Twin Twister. I don't know. I guess he felt pretty confident about what he had in terms of extenders, or maybe he didn't think Sacred Beast could do anything. I don't know. But he's going to try to activate an effect. I'll go ahead and flip Skill Drain, and at this point, he's going to have to produce a monster that with over 4,000 attack without being able to activate monster effects, which I think he actually gets decently close. So that's a free special summon. He can't go into Junk Speeder, but Doppel Warrior comes down, and then he's going to synchro those into, I think, like one of the Crystron, or the Clear Wings, not Crystron. One of the Clear Wings. He does get to draw a card, and then Doppel Warrior does get to special summon 2 tokens, but none of the tokens are tuners, which is the big distinguishing factor here. So he can't synchro up. Now, if he had like a Monster Reborn, that would be different. He does have, what's it called? I always forget this card's name. Reinforcement of the Armies, but it can only search his next turn. I only have 500 life points, so like I talked about, Salamangreat Almirage kind of stinks not being able to play it. And honestly, if there's just one card I could have, I would do that over every other card in the extra deck. But you can't run cards like Prod of Prosperity, so it does hurt the consistency of the deck just a little bit, but at the end of the day, nothing too bad. I can grab myself another field spell. I play 2 of those, and at this point, he's not going to be able to do anything. I'm going to get rid of the Synchro, so that way he can't Synchro climb, I guess, technically. And then one of his tokens there, it's in face-up attack position. I don't know if you have to with Doppel. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, they do have to be in attack position, so unfortunate for him. He did have the Monster Reborn, so if he has a tuner, he might be able to go into something bigger, but I don't think it's going to make a difference. He's going to put that in defense position, but every single turn for him to be able to do anything, he's going to have to do a whole lot. That's obviously I can't activate that, but this is a mandatory effect by Raviel, interestingly enough. But Clearwing can't do anything. Raviel can't do anything. No one can do anything. So there we go. He's going to go up one more. I think he goes into like Baron, but with negated effects, obviously that does nothing. It's kind of crazy that all these cards have these effects, but like the Egyptian gods don't. I don't really know what they're waiting for on that end. Baron tries to tag out, it can't tag out. So Fallen Paradise can draw 2 cards. Pot agreed's a good card. I don't know how else to explain that, but yeah, I got another body on board, and this is definitely the end of the duel. Hamon can't activate, no big deal. These are still just big 4,000 attack bodies that are easy to go for game. I only have like 5 duels because Master Duels are longer, as well as the deck strategy is pretty straightforward. But I do get to showcase a lot of different kind of strategies. So that was the Sychron deck. But the cool thing is this has a good matchup against True Draco, which is kind of funny because they've banned the Monarchs, the domain of the Monarchs, but Skill Drain is still in. So I don't know. I must have been really afraid of Monarchs, which is kind of interesting, but okay. Piri Res Map, definitely one of your play starters. So Dark Beckoning Beast can go ahead and grab Opening of the Spirit Gates, which can grab me a Sacred Beast. So then I can just make my plays like normal. Deck Lockdown's pretty decent too. Plus I'm going to get to draw too. Deck Lockdown's like really, I feel like it has an unknown secondary effect. So everybody knows that it's like a Thunder Colossus technically, or I forget what that card's called, but there's a trap version of it too. But also your opponent, like no one, I guess, but your opponent can't special summon from the main deck, which is pretty good. And in this deck, obviously, you get to add it back when it gets destroyed, but you get to search first after that second standby phase. I don't know what he's playing, but obviously, like I'm assuming special summoning from the deck is pretty important to him. And I'll go ahead, jeez, and do this. But yeah, I forgot, right? Like, even I forgot that you can't special summon from the main deck, so Dark Beckoning Beast is off the table. And now this makes a lot more sense. Incantations special summon from the deck, meaning that he just can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's how good some of these floodgates are, right? So that was a ritual deck. So far, Sychron, a ritual deck, and I think the last one is True Draco. I kind of forget what the other two are. Didn't play any Virtual World, which is probably like the most popular thing. Luckily that I don't have VFD. But I've been really thinking about Master Duel, and I mean, it's cool, it's fun, it's the best way to duel, but I just hope they update it like soon. I know they came out with kind of the synchro stuff, and it seems like they're kind of just releasing cards at their own pace, but I'm kind of ready for some of these newer archetypes to start circulating. I'm ready for, I mean, I don't really care about Maxi necessarily, but I'm ready for VFD to get banned. I'm ready for Imperial Order to be banned. Like, it's just cards just, like, when I see them, it's like, wow, I just really don't like watching this, right? Like, it just kind of stinks. So I'm going to get 2 Sacred Beasts on the board, so my draw 2 is going to be even better because I'm just getting bricks out of the deck. And I also showed this because of this, because I'm stupid. But really, I just never had that come up, because normally this is sent off a Salmagrate Amirage. I thought you could tribute anything and it would just can't 0 attack, but no, you have to tribute something with attack, so that's something worth noting. But I'm drawing 2, and a lot of times you get to go into your, you know, your hand traps, which is pretty neat. He does go for Speedway Scratch. He does have the Called by the Grave. What are you going to do? But when he does add that to hand, Draw Unlock Bird's going to come down. On top of this is Skill Drain. But there is one really, really interesting part of this duel. And it really is like pretty fascinating. So he's playing a combo deck, a combo synchro deck, obviously. In this duel, he does not activate one single effect on the field. I mean, that is unbelievable, in my opinion. That's, like, incredible. So, like, Skill Drain just sits there, and I'm thinking, like, I'm going to be able to use Skill Drain. So, like, obviously you're going to be able to use Skill Drain, but no, you just can't. Okay, so opening the Spirit Gates can add back, and then, you know, Dark Summoning Beast can get this to my hand. I can draw a couple cards, which is pretty neat. It's going to be deck lockdown, which is decent against Speed Roads, not being able to summon from the deck, but having 2 giant bodies on the board is also a good thing. So I'm going to get to attack there, as well as getting the 1,000 burn damage, which is pretty decent. He's going to have to bounce back something else, because these can't be bounced back to the hand when Fallen Paradise, because it does target that trap card. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and set that to kind of protect my life points more than anything. Reactivate, you know, Fallen Paradise. And at this point, I have a pretty commanding lead of the duel, of course. Speedroid can add something back to his hand, but again, without being able to special summon from the deck, like Terratop doesn't do anything at all. Actually, it just ends up being kind of a body. I think he finally synchro summons here, but again, I'm just so impressed that this combo deck has not used an effect on the field. How cool is it? Like, I don't know if it's cool or what. Just unexpected, maybe more than anything. He does activate the Pendulum effect, but it doesn't do anything at all. And then he just is like, okay, I can't play the game. He can't do anything, right? That's pretty cool. Okay. Going along here, we'll see what this next one is. The other thing that's cool about, like, not playing Master Duel is being able to get access to these cards. So, like, being able to play test a lot more before they come out. And also, there's no, like, real competitive events on here, which is the most annoying part about Master Duel. I was ready to, like, play competitively no matter what the format was. I didn't really care. Here we are. Here's another Sychron deck. This one's a little bit better because I'm going second this time, but I play a lot of hand traps, especially without being able to play Product Prosperity. They're just extra hand traps like Mystical Space Typhoon. And in this event, it's like you have to play Spell and Trap Hate, because either your opponent's playing Sychron or your opponent's playing something super Spell and Trap heavy, like Floodgatey, which makes the Synchro event a little bizarre. But okay, he's not going for the Junk Speeder combo. I don't know if he didn't like have the levels or something, which is kind of weird, but I'm going to go ahead and use Imperm there. But Maxi put in a lot of work. Everybody's playing it in this event. Everyone starts with 3 Ash Blossom and 3 Maxi, and everyone's deck differs like from that point on, I'm pretty sure. But my hand's looking a lot better now, so I can go ahead and normal summon. He goes for his own Maxi. No big deal. He just gets to draw 1 card, basically replacing his Maxi. I can live with that, especially with the advantage I'm about to get. I can search the other Fallen Paradise from the deck and draw 2 cards, meaning I'm going to be like way ahead of it in terms of card advantage. I do find the Skill Drain, which is pretty neat, and I can go ahead and set a couple of Mystical Space Typhoons. I'm not sure if Sychron even plays that. Although they do have the one card that stacks on top of the deck, if the Sychron deck even plays that, which I'm sure they probably do. He's going to try to activate Junk Speeder, in which case I will respond with Skill Drain. Meaning that I'm not sure he's going to be able to play for the rest of the duel. Nope, he scoops right away. And last, I'll showcase True Draco. Although I don't think he opens the best, but I think really the point of it is when you're playing against them is that they play a bunch of floodgates too. They play their Chameleon 1. They can play Rivalry of the Warlords. They can play a whole lot of stuff, but it doesn't do anything against you, which is the good part. You play floodgates too, right? And sometimes you play even better ones. Fury Rest Map can come down, which is kind of nice, obviously. Dark Summoning Beast is like a lot worse like in the Synchro event than it is normally, but it still does serve its purpose, as you kind of saw in a few of the duels earlier. I should have searched opening the Spirit Gates. It's just way better, and it does the same thing, but gives me more advantage. I think I end up drawing into it and kind of lucking out, but yeah. I do get Spell and Trap Negate, which is pretty nice with Cerulean Skyfire. I get Mystical Space Typhoon as well. Opening the Spirit Gates can help me search for next turn, and again, I got pretty lucky to get that. So I have an Ash, I have a Cerulean Skyfire, I have a Mystical Space Typhoon, which is kind of like situationally good, but I guess if I'm playing against Sychron, like the Ash is probably enough. I can go ahead and MST the diagram, which is pretty important. And now that I know I'm playing True Draco, like I feel pretty decent. He does have Dimensional Fissure, but I don't really care about that. That doesn't really do anything against me. Again, you can play around essentially any floodgate. It doesn't really matter. Dimensional or Burial Goods, Foolish Burial Goods can send something pretty cool, and then I can draw 2 cards as well, and then I can summon another one of my Sacred Beast. Eventually, I can add back Deck Lockdown. I don't need to. He ends up scooping, but yeah. So, yeah, that is Sacred Beast in the Synchro event. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.